defense. Hunter lands. Spitter spits on the charge, but it's not going to spread because it is in that safe room area. So we got a little damage coming out. Charger got a slam, you know, no big deal. But decent enough first hit. Let me turn on my spec HUD.
Yeah, I'd say that's definitely a nice amount of damage coming out there. Obviously, the spit not spreading is a detriment to that charge, but the fact that it was able to get that slam, that's not bad to start off, especially with the shortness of this map. Now, Dawkins, this map can be worth upwards of 900 points for about 3 or 4 hits, as we know from playing Parish.
Right. And I feel like you only get... Oh, what's the other button to go down? I don't know. Sorry. How do you go? Oh, it's R. I figured it out. Sorry, I was learning.
Smoker, a jockey, a hunter. The hunter does get defeated. That jockey does land on coach, as a matter of fact. The spit's going to go down to try to block the survivors, but that's going to be a okay amount of damage coming out from those 2 hits. Brent's already chipped down to about 54 HP. And Tank is going to be up right now for team... Oh boy.
Savage, yeah.
Savage, yeah, Savage. In the hands of Vice. So what worm should we go to, Dawkins?
Let's go to a infected worm while this tank runs in. What do you say?
I say let's do it.
Oh, hang on. They're actually not in TFPG Mumble, so we don't have their war room.
We have a survivor war room then.
Right. Let's keep it. Let's go to survivor war room now.
I did. Muted.
Don't get smoked forward. Yeah, he's gonna get a hit when he crosses. So be ready.
Kill me.
That's good. Did he cross? I don't think he crossed.
No. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's on the roof. Y'all want to chip him some? I'm out of ammo, but reloading, get one more chip in him. Maybe back left corner. He's exposed. He hasn't ran forward yet.
If you can, do it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I got 1 clip in him already. He's throwing a rock at the fence for whatever reason. I don't know.
Just keep doing it until he pushes forward. Let's get back.
2 clips, I guess.
I'll block spawns. You guys
They're
just
gonna
make sure
have
you
boomer,
get
by
this
the
tank
way.
in.
Reload!
It's like 500, 600. Boom, 2.
He's almost dead. Let me charge him. Let's kill this tank. He's dead. Nice. Let's play the horde.
We're back.
And we are back. That was the first tank of the game for Team Savage in the hands of Vice right there. Unfortunately, not able to get a whole lot of damage out there. That boom did land, and the survivors were able to actually just shoot that tank with their 3 Uzis before the tank was able to land a whole lot. What do you think of that, Dawkins?
It was not a great tank. The tank, I don't think the tank got a hit because he still has 23 damage, which is unfortunate. He rushed his punches a little bit. With a small area like that, like it's definitely, even with like no support, you can almost always get a punch. It's all about just timing those punches and not just going in there and flailing your arms. You got to make sure just get right in his face when you click. And Prince, don't talk in game, Prince.
You should be able to make it, right?
Oh, he's out of here. Your time is up, Prince.
Oh.
Okay.
He's talking in game, so way too much out here.
Disco managed to get that Witch Crown before another hit was up, and I think the survivors actually might have a safe room.
Yeah,
and this is what we kind of talked about, except for that charge going in. Actually, charge magic doesn't use double charge, but that's going to be about it. And as we said, Dawkins, upwards of 900 points on this map, 952 for team image material on that first map.
Right. I mean, that whole map, you only get like 3 hits, to be honest. You have that opening hit. By the time you have another hit, the survivors are pretty much going to be at the like alley, more or less, unless you like get a quick hit before that. But it pretty much is like the tank and 3 hits, and that's pretty much it. You really don't have too much time to react to things, or like you don't have hits to waste. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, especially. Yeah, I mean, and with that tank, the way that it was taken, the survivors really didn't have to slow down for much of anything. They all had bonus, they all had 4 pills, they didn't really need to shop at all, and they could just push through all those choke points. And I think the other problem was that when they did get a spitter on the infected side, it was for a 2-2 like that, so they didn't even get to have a charge spit in one of those alleys, and that can really, really be detrimental to them if that's what they're relying on after a tank, so they're going to have to play a really clean survivor round to match that.
Right. Give me 1 sec.
Dog was scouting out not only Left 4 Dead 2 players, but
No,
also fantasy football players.
no. I'm talking to Dane. He wanted me to leave and rejoin. Because I was still on his HUD.
Oh, yeah. That could be unfortunate.
We'll worry about it next map if I'm still there. But that pause was apparently because of me, because I was on his HUD, which I didn't even see him typing to me if he was. But here we go. We got the Ellis lagging out, going back and forth, baiting him real hard. Good lag, good lag. Hunter's pre-spawned up here. Looks like he's going to try and get Ellis. Hunter comes in, lands on Ellis. His charger's coming in. Takes the charge on Coach. Spitting on Ellis too. Spitting on Coach with that charge. It's going to be a good amount of damage. It's pretty much just the same as the first hit, but executed slightly better.
Yeah, right there. The same thing could have happened in that sense if the charger on the last opening hit hadn't charged in the safe room, and that's just one of those mechanics there that's unfortunate for the infected team when they land something like that. But that's already pretty good pre-tank damage right now, and like I said, depending on where the survivors choose to take this, they could be in a little bit of trouble if that tank's able to get good damage. The next hit is up, however, though. It's going to be a jockey, a smoker, a hunter, and the fourth spawn is a boomer. So they're probably going to choose to stem this relatively soon, then maybe get something when the survivors transition back.
I would definitely hit before the tank if I were them right now. I would just send this hit in, because they're going to run back for the tank regardless. Here comes the hit. Boomer getting popped. Hunter jumping around. Smoker getting cleared real quick. Jockey landing for the most damage over there. Hunter got cleared.
Do you see the lag on Ellis there? Like the jockey grabbed him, and then it took like 3 or 4 seconds for that to register, and it actually moved him past the bus instead. And now we do have a tank for Team Image Material up in the hands of Rob's Tool. So do we want to keep this here, or do we want to do another war room?
We can just leave it here. I mean, we only have the one war room, so I don't want to go to them every single round.
Yeah. So I guess we can probably. We'll see what the tank chooses to do here. Do you like a tri-cap or a boom in this area here, Dawkins, from the infected side?
Boom for sure. I'm pretty much like most tanks in the game nowadays are preferred booms. The tank's gonna roll right in right now too, and they're splitting him up a little bit. Rochelle choosing to go to the left here. He's choosing to punch Ellis, which is a poor choice because he lagged out of the corner on him. Smoker gets cleared. Charger lands for a second. Hunter coming in, getting that pounce, punches him while he's god framed. Gets a punch on Ellis that time. And it's going to be the end of that tank.
Wow, that was a nice take by the survivors again. We're seeing a great example of how Uzis really slow down Special Infected, primarily that tank. And then at the same point in time now, there are a couple more hits left in the map, but we could see the infected team not happy about that teleportation there, Dawkins. They obviously haven't seen the survivors unlock that perk.
Yeah, I mean he's got the teleport perk. It's really, I mean, it's pretty easy dodge for Ellis. The tank missed a punch on him because he literally teleported out of his vicinity. But you know, sometimes that's why you probably shouldn't go for the laggy guy, to be honest. That's like, you know, you get screwed. That, you know, Rob got screwed, but at the same time, why go for the laggiest guy? It's kind of the way I see it.
Right, I mean, and that is one of those.
He was lagging the entire time, so you already knew he was lagging. It's not like it was the first time. Getting another hit here, which is interesting because they actually might take safe room off this now, but nothing really landing. A few ticks of spit damage. Smoker's gonna stay up. We're gonna see the witch this time if I can find her. Oh, here she is.
Yeah, she's right outside. That Smoker is gonna be up. He's rushing to try to get a spawn right now.
It's gonna be close.
Danny's choosing not to push it. Yeah.
Oh, now they're gonna have to draw it.
Yeah. I mean, and the score is so close right now. I mean, even with those witch points, it would be about tied, and this could be a huge hit right here, especially due to the fact they have the tri-cap now. The witch is going to get drawn. Charger, Spitter, Hunter, Smoker for the support here. Witch is having a hard time getting inside. They get the fail crown onto Ellis. Oddly enough, we have incoming now. She's going to get charged into the corner. Hunter landing as well. That's going to be stick one there on top of it. Almost a tri-cap, as a matter of fact. That's going to be a huge amount of damage going out on Team Savage right there. The Smoker's going to get a repull far with the alarm car forward. Disastrous, Dawkins.
Yeah, it would have been even more disastrous if I think the spit either spat on Ellis or got blocked by Ellis because he tried to spit in that corner. So the spit actually didn't hit the charge or the pounce, or it would have been even way worse.
Exactly. I mean, that was so close to being even more damage. But that's going to give Team Image Material at least a 200-point lead now as the survivors make their way towards the safe room. There is one more hit, as a matter of fact, coming in. Smoker dropping down right here. Imagine the pull on the bonus.
That's going to go down.
As well,
The survivors just gave him too many hits. I think he needed to rush that witch after that hit outside. There's really no reason they couldn't have made it there on time. He might have been scared to sack his bonus since he had the most health on his team. But at the same time, I feel like that was just he had to get there before they gave him too many spawns. I don't know if Ellis meant to shoot the witch, to be honest, because you know I don't think he even had a shotgun. But you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's pretty much all you can do in that situation from the infected side as well. Like, if Danny had pushed that witch, he might have actually been able to get the crown. Obviously, he was worried about the smoker despawning, but that's going to give us a almost 300-point lead for Team Edge Material going into the second chapter due to those last couple of hits. And that's really what you need to have happen from the infected side, as we mentioned before, because that tank can be either hit or miss. The hits after that can be hit or miss, especially if you don't have a charged spit. So this is going to be a little... It's going to put a point disparity out there, but I've seen teams... maybe on map 2, but either map 2 or map 3 are usually the comeback maps from in my experience at least.
Yeah, because I mean those just naturally are worth more points. So they're usually where you kind of see the game like set up in the first few maps. Like you can kind of get an idea of who's playing well, what's working, whatnot, and kind of get your momentum going. But overall, you do see the game decided on maps 3 or 4. Unless you're playing Swamp Fever and have an early tank and one team wipes, then the game's pretty much over.
Right, and that's unfortunate for their team wipes because that map
then you
1
have to
can be
play
worth
out the rest of the game, and you'll never come back.
Right, yeah, that map 1 can be worth between like what 1,400, 1,500 points. I've seen sometimes survivors make it if they shut down the tank.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I just know if one team makes it and one team wipes like 50 points into the map, that's almost like impossible to come back from. And on top of that, you just like lost all your momentum for the remaining 3 maps, and the other team has it, so it's pretty dang hard to come back from.
Yeah, and honestly, those two, the round we just saw was pretty evenly matched right up there until the end. So now it's going to be up to Team Edge Material to try to keep that roll going. They obviously got a good infected hit at the end with the witch doing. And the other thing about the witch was, I thought Rochelle drew it, right? But then she swiped Ellis. Did Ellis like stand in front of her?
No, she went straight to Ellis. I don't know who shot it. I didn't see. But yeah, she didn't like, you know, get stumbled by anyone or anything. She just went straight to Ellis.
Right. So, I mean, if your team's Savage right now, you're going to have to do the most damage you can before the event, before that tank. The tank is going to be during the event, and this first hit for them is going to be a smoker, a spitter, a jockey, and a charger. Looks as though they're going to wait for survivors to get out and then jump and try to get the most they can in that small area. Yeah,
that's pretty much the way to go. You have to wait for them to come out here. They're going to take forever, probably, because there's common they can see, so they're going to have to clear all the common and take forever. Come in and out out and in a few times. Make sure they're not hitting.
Just on and off. And this is what it is with the baiting here, as a matter of fact. Now they're coming out, though, so the hit is going to go in. That smoker's going to get a full on Nick, as a matter of fact. Charger's looking to intercept. Tongue did get cleared. Charger going inside the safe room, landing the charge. Spit landing as well, but Spit didn't actually did hit Coach and managed to land inside the safe room again, so some okay chip damage.
Yeah, they got some damage. The Charger kind of made the most of that. The Smoker, I think, should have pulled Rochelle, who was like behind the van. It probably wouldn't have gotten insta-cleared if that were the case. But it pulled like the person out in the open, so everyone on their team just shot that tongue right away.
Yeah, and I mean now they're gonna have a little bit of time. Actually, they're gonna M2 that boomer, but the boomer gets a double boom. He didn't actually get stumbled from the M2. That's quite odd. We have the Smoker going in, trying to get a pull, but he's lagging too much. He can't really land a whole lot with that. Now he's going to try for it again. Landing with Rochelle. Tongue does not get cleared. Charge does land. The Charger gets cleared. And the jockey's going to get shut down as well.
That was a mistake on the Charger's part. Like, it's not necessarily bad to take that pulled guy, but he took the pulled guy right in front of the face of his other 3 teammates. So that was just an easy shutdown on the Charger. He charged them into their face. So they just were like, oh, there's a Charger in my face, and they shot it and then cleared it, so it didn't actually do damage. I would have probably punched that guy until he got cleared, then shot the Charger. For the guaranteed high-level play damage.
Yes, exactly. I mean, in an open area like that, too. That boomer's going to jump in, and I think Rochelle tried to do it, but it
goes too far away, yeah.
Yeah, alright then. So the Charger, the Hunter, and the Spitter might have liked to go beforehand. Indeed they are. They're sending Charger first. Now need to land a free charge onto Ellis. Spit's going on top of that, and there are comments standing on Ellis, so he couldn't move. That's a great call right there.
And Rochelle took a bunch of damage too. Ellis should not have caught that charge. He had nothing on him, and the Charger's gotta like... wasn't like a long-range charge, but that charge shouldn't land on a free charge like that. That was bad. But it was a really good amount of damage. Disco took a lot of chip from that spit too, just being boomed in it.
That being said, they might get a boomer now for this choke, but it's going to be... They do have a nice tri-cap to go with that boom. Obviously, they don't have the spit that they would want, but they can still cause some nice separation potential. It's going to be that Charger, Jockey, Boomer, and a Hunter. Tank is not going to spawn for a bit. Boomer going for an early boom, managing to land, as a matter of fact. And looks like the Survivors are going to try to push with that because they probably know they don't have that spitter. Rest of the hits should be coming in relatively soon. They haven't killed the Boomer yet either. Interesting.
I'm not sure what they're waiting for. Here we go. Charger's going to lead, gets a double, stops on the way. Hunter coming in for that pounce on Coach in the back, but misses him. Ends up landing up on Ellis up front. Boomer respawned and spawned back in front, gets another triple boom. It's a decent amount of damage. Yeah, they got a good amount of damage on Ellis. Boomer, good idea to respawn there. Made the most of his boom. Chillin'. You know.
Yeah, that was not bad at all, I would say. Now we do have the tank coming up, 14 Savage, second tank of the game, into the hands of Zan. And this is the person who's experiencing a little lag, and Dawkins, we are seeing that.
Let's go to the Survivor War Room and hear them get really mad at this tank then.
Do it.
It's rocking now.
Pull that horde, pull the horde. It's about to come in. Oh, the horde's on the back. What? Oh my god. Don't shoot me. Dude, I couldn't like, my M1 didn't register. LOS.
No boom.
Like dude, I clicked M1 and then nothing happened.
No, just chip, Rob, just chip. I mean, not chip, fucking...
LOS, yeah.
He's gonna have to commit.
Boom died last.
Yeah, they're not gonna have Boomer, so he's gonna have to commit on this.
Hey, turn it off! Turn it off!
I'm gonna give that witch something to cry about. Turn your flashlights off.
Alright, watch the commit, guys.
He's coming in.
Oh
my god.
Saints
Keep
tank.
cutting back, keep cutting.
Jackie on it. Rob behind you, bro.
Just kill the tank, Brent, kill the tank.
Y'all are loud, I can't hear that it's Jackie. Sorry, I was focused on the tank.
We juked the fucking arms, even though he's teleporting everywhere.
We're back, and no, you didn't. He never got in range to punch, but it's not quite a juke. But either way, a decent amount of damage from the tank. Did get an in-cap out of it on Ryu, and a good amount of damage on their big perma-health, which was Rob. The tank, unfortunately, just didn't really have any support once he committed, to be honest. He had that jockey land on the other side. Hunter never landed, and like the smoke pulled Rob late, but the other two guys just kited him the whole way.
That being said, though, because the smoker and the jockey did land over there, that was the amount of damage going on that tank. Like, that was a great amount of damage for having the tank not do any work itself. We have another separation flow going out, as a matter of fact. Hunter does manage to land. Charger manages to land an intercept as well. That's going to be a beautiful team gap going out, and that's almost the rest of their health.
Right, that's going to be an in-cap on Rob in front. But that spit going down is there as well. But the tank actually did get a rock at the very least. I saw a rock land. So, I mean, he was able to get some damage on the two, and I think it was on Disco too, which had some health bonus, so that's good. They can still definitely wipe them here for sure. They have like not a lot of health. There is one set of pills up here, but I think they can definitely wipe him here.
That's going to be a down as well with a double boom on top of that. That's going to be hard to get him back up. It's going to be a Charger and a Jockey coming for the rest, and another support in about 1 second. It's going to be a Spitter, so a lot of damage potential downstairs as well if they want to try to stack on that. Indeed they are. Spit going down, Charger does miss. Jockey's coming in. That is another in-cap on the Prince, and the Jockey gets a couple scratches.
That charge direction was a little bit questionable. He should have just... Oh, he's going to get an in-cap on Rob, though. He should have just charged straight into the wall with that spit, but... oh, easy level by Disco after the Charger got chipped by a lot. And Hunter's coming in here, trying to go for that wipe. Ellis is dead. Rochelle's going to have a hard time picking up both of these guys here. Luckily, all the common went for Coach, so she's able to get Nick up. Spit's going to delay that pickup a little bit, though. Spawns are coming up a little bit. We got a Smoker coming up. Vise will be up in a few seconds, and Coach is also dead, so... It's all up to these last two guys here. Disco is moving quickly. Nick Jockey just goes out of here, gets pulled. That's going to be it. So that's a good. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, considering that, like, that tank did a huge amount of damage to set that up, pulling them to only 400 points. Obviously, it's a tough tank to kill sometimes from the Survivor side, but the support was all of that right there, and then the rest of the hits did the work. So this is a chance for Savage to come back.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely needed a wipe on that map, so the fact that they got one is definitely helpful. But, you know, they're going to have to pretty much answer. That's a really hard tank to, like, get out of with good health. So it'll be, you know, it's a tough task, but, you know, it's one they have to answer.
They have to answer the call and do the best they can. Yeah, I mean, at this point, what Team Savage needs to do is play the way they did up to that witch on the last map, and like I said, they played it perfectly besides that, and then when they had the witch happen, that was obviously unfortunate, but this is the point where they need to just handle that tank. And where do you like to take that tank, as a matter of fact, Dawkins? Do you like to do the 2-2 split, or what?
I mean, I would pretty much take it the same spot they did. Like, the spot they took the tank was completely fine, and they really didn't take the tank that badly other than just catching the 2-cap on the one side. But, you know, that's pretty much where you have to take it. The tank, luckily for them, didn't go across onto the other roof, like right above them, behind them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Hopefully I see this tank do it, because I think that's a really, really good spot to be in as tank. And it really puts the survivors in an awkward spot where they either have to get rocked all day or spawn horde on themselves and go forward.
Yeah.
So I think that's the ideal place to be with the tank, but their tank didn't get up over there.
Right. Now we do see the survivors pushing out the save from here. First hit coming in is going to be that Smoker getting a pull on the neck. Jockey's trying to land his own charge. Nice double charge. That's going to be Spit going down. Actually, the Spit does hit Nick, though, who warps out of it.
It's still a good amount of damage on Nick, but yeah, that Spit did miss the charge, which was a little unfortunate. But it was overall, I thought that charge wasn't going to land because the pull was so far away from it, but they made the most of it.
Yeah, and most of the damage went on the guy who was proxy charged there. I don't know if Zan could have dodged that due to the fact that it seemed as though he lagged into it or something like that, but that's going to be interesting to see how that plays during the event as well, because if he's lagging all over the place like that, just down an alley, he's going to get hit by anything that jumps in there, and this is, look at him, he's just jumping. That's interesting right there. So we have a Charger, a Smoker, a Jockey, and a Boomer for this next hit, and it looks as though the Infected are waiting a couple seconds, Dawkins, for the survivors to move.
Yeah, sorry, I was picking my fantasy team, but this hit is coming in here. Smoke getting cleared right away. Everything getting cleared right away. I'm surprised that Boomer did not land on Rochelle. But that's going to be that. That's the end of that hit.
Indeed it is. So that shut down
no
right
damage there, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we saw the other team do as well, because that open area is so hard to land anything in. And depending on how they stack there, I believe the Charger died either first or second. They might be able to get a charge Spit for that alleyway. We saw the other team go in on the Infected, on their Infected half here and try to get damage beforehand, but with this hit, it's going to be a Smoker, a Spitter, a Hunter, and another spawn. It's going to be a Jockey. They do not have the Charger, so they might try to sack something here before that.
Yeah, it would not be a terrible idea. This is not a very good setup for it. Looks like they are going to send in the whole hit, which isn't a bad idea. I agree with that. Yeah, you pretty much have to send in the Spitter here, too. I was just thinking about if I keep the Spitter, but if you keep the Spitter, then you get a 2-cap, and so you kind of got to send that in as well. So they should get a tri-cap with a Boomer here coming up. And hopefully they have time to hit at the end of the corner here.
I don't know if they're even going to have that, because the survivors are pushing pretty hard.
Time. Just chill. They're gonna have to hit.
I don't think all of them are going to be up due to the fact that they do have the Charger, which could be enough on its own, but they are pushing that corner extremely hard, and they got it.
Yeah,
so
even if they hit in this second alley right here, that's not necessarily bad. Boomer's going to come in. That's a boom. Gets the boom onto Ellis there. Still waiting on things to get set up. Jockey is spawned. Hunter's going to be coming in. Charger's going to come in here. This could be it. Charger lands on Rochelle. Nick warps to Rochelle. And so that makes the Hunter land on Rochelle too instead of Nick. Jockey gets a cap on Ellis in the back there while he's boomed a little bit. But that's going to be it. A little bit of damage coming in on Ellis. But the main event of this whole map here is this tank that's difficult to play against coming up. So.
Exactly, and looks as though that tank is going to be up right now for Team Image Material into the hands of Prince, and we're going to see exactly how he chooses to play it. The survivors are heading back.
They are heading back. Go ahead.
When I play as a survivor, I like to push it forward to those porta potties up there.
Okay.
And some teams don't do that because I guess they're afraid of the horde in that sense. But if you have a bile, it could probably work. Then obviously you just have to shut down the boomer. But they do have a boomer, a spitter, and a hunter. For some reason, the spitter is still alive. Yeah, bile is allowed as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't think there's any rules against bile. But I'm kind of surprised by that bile throw. I don't know if that really makes sense.
Right. I mean, especially with the fact that they just sent a spitter in there. But now it looks like the survivors are gonna. I think they want to. I think they want to push forward, and maybe not actually. Because if they stand like right there, like that's the point where the horde gets triggered. I'm pretty sure, like right at that little intersection.
These rules, Lamau. What about these rules? What's wrong with the bile bomb?
I think they might be sick. They didn't use the bile bomb on their survivor side, you know, because they thought it wasn't usable for whatever reason, but they didn't read the rules.
No, sorry, boys. Not reading the rules. The survivor's taking a good amount of damage right now, by the way. If they get some damage with these hits, they're going to be in a rough spot. Charger, they got a 2-cap on the guys on the other side over there. Rochelle's jockeying in a real awkward spot now. Rock coming in, might land, missed it. But Tank's still first pass. He's taking a decent amount of chip, but that's not necessarily a bad thing based on how much damage they're getting out of this.
Yeah, he's trading chip for great SI damage right now. I mean, and he can play this long all day at this point. The survivors have just only committed their first set of pills, however, so with that horde gone, they are actually effectively LOSing now too, Dawkins. And if this tank commits with 4,300 health, it's going to be unfortunate for him.
Yeah, the thing is, and I meant to say this when you were talking about playing this tank up by the porta potties, the thing is, if you play it way up there, you pretty much give him the run across, whereas if you play it back here, if he tries to cross, the goal is to get as much damage into him as possible before he gets on that roof behind you. So I think that's the main reason people take it here, and why I like to take it here is because then you can get, you know, you're not giving him the roof behind you for free necessarily. A nice double boom coming in though. Smoker got cleared, nothing else landing. This tank's really low on rage. He's gonna have to do something here.
Tank
Close rock.
Be forced to jump in because he's getting LOS right now. The tank is going to be jumping in, looks like. Oh no, he's going close for a rock, it looks like. He's throwing a rock at the imagining to land. He's going to get back out. Yeah, that was a good call by him.
Yeah, the only thing is now they're going to push him like this, which is a good idea. I've been stuck behind this Humvee before. It's not a fun spot to be in. There's really nowhere he can go. He can get up that fire escape to his left once his team is up and can get him out there, but he's in a little bit of a rough spot right now. Here we go. He's got to move now. There he goes. He's going out that fire escape. Hits coming in. Jockey's down. Smoke not getting his tongue. Charger not quite ready to hit with the team, so he didn't go in. They can LOS this tank to AI at this point. Oh my goodness! A nice double charge coming in. Landing that double charge there. Tank's gonna try and come in and get another rock. Gets skeeted though. This might be the end of Prince's tank here.
It might be, and that was a good idea, I would say, for him to get the most out of that he could. He's gotten all the pills gone, but the survivors do survive, and the horde is only going to re-trigger right about now, and they still have a pretty sizable health bonus as well. They could definitely mitigate that score gap from map 1, depending on what the SI hits do. They're in a pretty good position, I'd say, right now, Dawkins.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have more health, a lot more health than the last team had coming out of this tank. You know, I don't disagree with playing Rock Tank there. I just disagree with playing it from that red roof because you have to get really lucky to hitbox them with those rocks. The jockey got shut down there. Nice triple boom coming out. Spit's going to come in and get picked, and the charge is going to come in and land on nothing.
Indeed.
I don't know. I disagree with not getting behind the survivors. I think that's such an advantage to be over on those roofs behind them, and I think they missed out on an opportunity there. Both teams did.
I would say so. Now we do, I believe I hear Wish, indeed, she is after the bus keeper right there on the other side, so these survivors actually might be able to push through with the hit almost, it's coming up right now, but they can still get through without the entire hit being up, and they are going to do just that. It's going to be a smoker, a boomer, a jockey, and a hunter, so a 3-1, no spit though, so not a whole lot of damage potential inside that small room with this, but they can probably look to make a play on that Witch. That hunter's is going to be sitting there growling. Looks like the boomer wants to come from the back, and the survivors, if I were them, I would just wait out the horde right now.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad idea to wait out the horde. I would, this horde is so questionable though. Like, you never know if it ends at like random times. Like sometimes it ends right away and other times it'll take like 5 minutes to end. So I probably would just do the Witch regardless. It's still,
I think it's over.
I think even when the horde's going, it's really easy to manage the horde from inside this room that I don't think it really is going to be the cause of you wiping. But the horde is in fact over. It ended quickly this time. I played a scrim the other day where the other team waited about 3 to 4 minutes waiting for the horde out. It was really annoying. But the smoker getting that pull on who the Witch was going for. and makes him miss the crown. The witch is dead, so no slay on Rochelle, just the incap. And what was it, the Hunter and Jockey landing for a little bit, and the boom getting a single boom there.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the smoker there, they weren't able to complete that tri-cap, obviously, so they do get the points for the witch on the infected side. The survivors aren't going to get those 20 points. And I mean, besides that, though, they still have to try to get that bonus off of Danny in this last hit, because he still has 53 permanent health. That's going to be, it's still like a 250 point bonus, as a matter of fact. It's going to be a spitter or jockey hunter charger right there. Charger coming in
nice.
to land onto one of the health bonuses. And
oh, big.
That's all the bonus going to be gone in a second here, unless they rush through to clear. They are going to clear Danny, but that's exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, that was a good charge, a little surprise sneak attack there. They had both of the bonuses in front, which is not a good idea. So Nick just got caught. There's nothing he can do about that. And Ellis, he got jockeyed around the corner, and the non-health bonus was in the back. And that which the other person who had bonus was Rochelle, and she failed that crown. So lost almost all their bonus there. They're going to finish with a 108 health bonus on the map. And this game is getting tight, Rails Barlow.
Yes, this game is exceedingly tight right now, Doc, and it's due to the fact that it's less than that 100 points, and that pretty much, it's an effective watch so far, because obviously the first map, you had what happened with the Witch there, leading to Savages losing a good amount of points, and they managed to rebound there with the tank wipe, and a little bit of confusion in the rules, but as I know, bio bombs are not a bannable offense. Molotovs might be, if depending on whether or not Sprout Salad wants to
yeah, I've never seen
rules.
any remark about the bile ever in the tournament discussion at all, so I don't know why they were confused.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure either, but this is going to be interesting too, because this is going to put team image material on the survivor side, and it's going to be a 34% tank. This tank can be pretty tough from the infected side, I would say, due to the fact that it could be in that open area with the white van, which is one of the places I absolutely detest playing special infected, due to the fact that there's not a whole lot of damage potential. The survivors just pop the boomer and don't get too separated. Like, it's easy to Uzi that tank to death, but besides that, I mean, both teams, they have to both know that this is an endurance map right here. Like, this is where they have to keep their bonus as much as possible. So if they can do that, then they might be able to make it to the end. And Danny's saying that you live on his HUD and that he hates you.
I can rejoin real quick.
Okay. Hopefully they don't go live in the meantime.
That fixes it. I'll be back in lickety split.
Mm-hmm. That's what I figured it would be.
Right.
But this is gonna be interesting too, because depending on what the survivors do, I've seen so many things go wrong with them spawning that tank and then trying to take it back, like over the bus back to the starting area, because the starting area is pretty good too. But if they have a hit up there on the SI side, like, oh, doing okay.
Just another pick. All right. I don't know how I feel about that pick. I was running out of time on my fantasy draft pick. That's all.
Okay, okay. Let's see. Wait, who'd you pick?
I don't know. I picked New England's defense. It's round 10, or that was round 11 pick. No, that was round 10. I'm sorry. That was my round 10 pick. I didn't know who else to pick, dude. Like, there's no. I don't know, dude. I don't know about that pick. I'm not pumped about it, but I ran out of time. I just had 5 seconds, so I had to go with it.
Yeah, I picked Houston's defense. What I'm banking on is that Clowney and Watt both play at the same time, so they can just be on the defensive line and swallow up everything, like completely just destroy the other team's offense, if that's a possible thing. I'm hoping that comes through and that he doesn't get hurt again, because that would kind of suck.
I'm sorry, wait. Go ahead. You repeat that?
Jadeavon Clowney and JJ Watt, right, are the two people on the defensive line for Houston. So if they play well, then my defense will do well. If they don't play well, then it's not going to be fun. So it's up to those two. I have my faith in them, however, just like I have faith in both these teams, but I do not have faith in Ryu Zero next to just find out.
Oh no. Well, let's talk about let's take a quick TO and talk about your fantasy football roster, Rails. How does it look?
I have, like I said, this is my first time ever doing a fantasy league slash draft, like anything like that. So I had a general idea of what I was going to be doing, and I think the point where I'm probably the weakest might be the wide receivers, because other people have like AJ Green, Calvin Johnson. I have DeAndre Hopkins. He might be good if that works. That's the only part that I'm really worried about, though. And also, since I have, like I said, I mentioned the Jadeavon Clowney thing, but then also DeMarco Murray is my running back. If he gets injured, I'm going to not be very happy.
Hopkins is your best wide receiver on your roster?
Yeah, and I have Deshaun Jackson too, so it depends on what he does.
Those are two like real risky picks, to be honest. Really
yeah,
risky.
I mean, they're either gonna be really good or I'm gonna get completely.
Yeah, I mean,
about
Deshaun
them.
Jackson has like weeks where he'll have like 1 catch for 13 yards, and he'll have weeks where he gets like 3 catches for 120 yards.
Right, exactly, and he'll be like, and he has these long plays that I'm hoping come back. But that also, the thing is that also depends on Robert Griffin, which is a great call to make. And when I say great, I mean not good.
Did you draft Robert Griffin III?
No, I didn't draft
Okay,
Robert
good.
Griffin, but the way
he's actually
the ball,
not starting for the Redskins.
Oh, really? Who is?
No. What's his face? Kirk Cousins, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even better.
Yeah, they benched Griffin, RG3.
Oh wow, I wasn't aware about that. I thought he tried to get the starting job back.
Well,
but,
he
I mean,
did, but then he got hurt, and so they said, all right, we're done with the RG3 era. Kirk Cousins, go win some football games. That's what that's the current state, at least. He'll get the starting job back, but to start the season, at least Kirk Cousins is starting.
Yeah, and I think the only other problem would be I like Chris Ivory from the Jets, and I also like the running back situation. I have Jimmy Graham, and he's another kind of almost injury-prone player, but not really. Oh, hey, I'm up. Okay, cool.
You know who I'm really pumped about that I have, though, is Allen Robinson. He's a wide receiver on Jacksonville. He's their #1 wide receiver. I went to high school with him. I had a class with him, okay?
Oh,
and now he's #1 wide receiver on Jacksonville Jags. And this is only his second year. He was a rookie last year. He played really well, but they didn't have a good quarterback. So he had really good games. He was pretty consistent, but he was their #2 behind Cecil Shorts and stuff. But he's about to have a breakout year. So let's go, A-Rob.
Yeah, hopefully he has that breakout year, like you said. And I just drafted Justin Tucker because I am a Baltimore Ravens fan, so I decided if I'm going to pick a kicker, I should pick him. He kicked a 61-yard field goal last season, I'm pretty sure, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I remember the Lions kicker situation last year was atrocious. We had David Akers start or something. We had someone who started and just kicked. We had 3 or 4 different kickers throughout the year because they just kept playing so poorly.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. And the thing is, though, you had whatever kickers you had, but me being the Ravens fan, having to deal with Billy Cundiff a couple years ago was around the same level of what you probably had to go through in a carousel.
Tucker's good, though.
Yeah, Tucker is good. I like Tucker.
All right, so let's talk about the game now because I'm getting a lot of sarcastic sports comments in the chat, and I don't like it. Okay. I should get my scoreboard back up here. So the score, it's a less than 100-point game. It is a, 88-point game? I don't know numbers. But it's a really close game right now. And going into map 3, it's really anybody's game, to be honest. No team's really established any sort of dominating, dominance momentum is the word I was looking for. No one's really, it's kind of been back and forth both maps so far. So we're just waiting on Nico to ready up here. Let's see, who is left on Infected? Who hasn't played tank yet? Dane and Nico? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so the mentor and the pot 4.
Right. Well, Nico has a girl smoking as his picture, so he's got to be pretty good. That's just a telltale sign right there.
Yeah, the interesting part about Nico that might be a more fact there is that he actually was a competitive Team Fortress 2 player. I forget exactly what his general statistics on that were, but he played a little bit with one of the teams I was on, which was the Hopscotch Mafia, and they he has that 2 things that go into being a Left 4 Dead 2 player is you have to know the game from a certain perspective like that, like game intelligence, and then obviously reaction time and positioning are another part. But because he played competitive TF2, he has that just natural intuition for games.
I'm sorry, who are we talking about?
Nico.
Oh, okay. Oh, you played TF2? I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the hit's coming in here. Hunter got skeeted easily by Disco, but then he caught a double charge, so then you can't put it in the frag vid or cut it short.
Oh my God.
But Jockey doing some real work in that spit. Charge got so much damage. So much damage.
That is insane. That is almost 200 damage off that first hit. Everything landing except for that one Hunter. And as you said, Disco did get the skeep, but then he accidentally caught the charger. Right. And that is a really, really strong start right there from Team Savage. Obviously, as we said, endurance map right here, and the most important part now is going to be this tank that's coming up, and that will be after another hit, though.
Right. You go ahead and make your fantasy football selection because it is your turn, and I'll call this next hit. So Survivor's pushing past that room pretty quickly. I don't think they checked the bathroom or anything. We got the hit coming in. Smoke going from downtown. Does get the ton cut, though. Smoke Charger choosing to go in. That's a little risky and questionable, to be honest. But he does land the charge somehow on Disco, the mentor. And he's going to have more get up in that spit. So much spit damage going on. Disco just, oh, that's a bad charge. You can't catch that one. I'm surprised that charge did not die on the way in, to be honest. But the tank is now up with Disco bleeding out. The Survivors, are they going to go back or take it here? Looks like they're going to go back.
They're going to go back,
That's a questionable call for me, to be honest, just because Disco's bleeding already. I feel like I would have chosen to take it forward.
And they will have a hit here. The Smoker might be able to get a pull. Ellis is trying to work his way back. The Survivors are going to go
if
try
they
to
get lazy.
Smoker.
I didn't get lazy, though.
Jockey's coming up. Jockey might be able to grab Coach as they're going over.
Oh.
Hunter coming in as well, trying to get a stumble up. He actually lands on top of their faces, and it doesn't land.
It doesn't.
So the Survivors.
Didn't matter.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
Yeah.
But
so it is a Nico tank. He's gonna not go for that car. He's just gonna push up to the rooftop here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I guess he probably would have been second pass if he did go for the car, but I probably still would have gone for it just because he's gonna go second pass regardless here.
Yeah. That hittable leverage is really, really important, I think, in this area, because you can either keep it in the open field and prevent the Survivors from pushing out there, or you can hit it, obviously, inside the, or actually, I'd say underneath the overpass there in order to keep them just on their toes and leverage there. He's going to have to commit with that's going to be a Jockey, Charger, and a Boomer, so pretty good setup, actually, for the SI in this area. He's got transition to the top, and they didn't chip him at all, Dawkins.
They did not. Yeah, they got 6 damage, so you know a little bit of chip coming in here, but nothing huge. I hope I didn't just mess up my draft. Oh, I can do this. Okay, never mind. Sorry. All right, so tank's coming in. Double boom landing in this area, which is difficult to do, but that's pretty big. He does get the corner on Nick, who is health bonus. He's going to kind of fly away now. He's down, though. He's going to get another punch on him because he didn't look at his tab. Charger coming in, punching that Jockey guy. Does miss his charge, which is unfortunate. Tank's a little bit helpless now, but he does get Coach. Coach is now slow. He can stay on Coach if he wants. Good idea. Gets another punch on Coach. He's in kind of a rough spot now. They should be able to kill him without any more hits, and that's going to do it.
Still, though, with those first 2 hits that we saw, first 2.5 hits, plus that tank, that is great damage right here for Team Savage.
Right.
That's 3 Survivors in full bleed, 1 set of pills that's about to be committed to keep Survivors fast, and usually in that area, I would say from the Survivor side, you see a tank get like 2 punches, 3 punches, something like that if you play it perfectly as Survivor. But that right there is all you could hope for from the special infected side. This is a great position for Savage.
Yeah, I mean that was a really good amount of damage, to be honest, on that tank. Can you take this next hit? Sorry.
Sure. That Boomer does manage to land a single boom. Smoker Pole does go out in front. Looks like the Hunter almost landed up top on Ryu. He is the only bonus. He gets spit on as well with a little bit of common damage. He's also going to be slow now, so that's going to be all Survivors slow in about 3 seconds after Disco bleeds out a little bit more and Robs bleeds out a little bit more. And as Dawkins and I mentioned a little bit earlier, this was advertised as an endurance map because this is a absolute endurance map due to the length of the map along with the chokes that you have. They still have the ladder choke to deal with. They still have this house up here to deal with, and because they're all slow, they're not going to be able to blitz through it. So next hit's going to be a Boomer, a Jockey, a Hunter, and another spawn coming into the spawn queue right now, which is it's going to be a Charger, so it's going to be that 3-1. Boomer does land a single boom out onto Robs. Looks like the rest of the hit is looking to come in from the front. Jockey going for Disco, going to get M2. It actually manages to land on a Disco. That's going to be a Hunter going in for the cover, managing to land onto Ryu, who is bonus. Charger going in there is going to get a lot of punches on Ellis. Actually only got 1. I think he got meleeed, but that's still more damage going out on the team image material.
Yeah, for sure. I just don't know who I'm going to pick right now.
Okay. I'll let you keep making those decisions.
Yeah.
We have Prince, who is at 1 HP. Spitter and the rest of the hit should be coming in soon. Depending on how they stack, it would probably be a good idea. I would just send the entire hit right now if I was them. But we do have that spit going down onto Nick getting a full in cap.
All right.
And the Smoker, Jockey, and the Boomer up. Smoker gets a pull on Coach inside.
That might be another in cap. Yep, it sure is. All right, we're back.
Boomer's
We're back.
Come from the front, lands onto Ryu, and Jockey's going to go and try and land onto him. Not going to land, get them 2'd, but that's another proxy on a down Survivor right there, Dawkins.
Yep, that's 2 in caps, and a nice little double boom is going to slow him down too. Alice is going to have trouble picking him up. They should really just get 1 up at a time. It looks like that's what they're going to do now. So they do get 1 up. They should be able to get the other one up here. My spec HUD's not on. I apologize.
Hunter going into Troll, managing to keep that down, as a matter of fact. Looks like the Spit's going to go in there, managing to land on a Prince right there, who was in cap. They drop him.
Ooh.
I don't think it's going to be close enough to a death due to the fact that, well, unless this Jockey and this Charger manage to both land, which is...
They could do something here. They could... Oh, that Charger was so laggy.
What?
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to get a death, but they did get that other end cap on the only person left with solid health. So now the whole team is bleeding. They need to find some pills coming up here. They finally get all 4 up and moving. Are there pills anywhere? Not in the bathroom.
I don't
Not in the bedroom.
think so.
Not in the kitchen.
Nope.
Nowhere
No pills.
are there pills. Hunter
Hunter's
looked up.
already pre-spawned.
Yeah, he's already spawned
Yeah.
over here. I think I would just send in another hit as soon as
Yeah.
that 4 spawns up. There's really no reason
Yeah.
to save right now. They have 4 bleeding out. One of them is at 1 HP.
They're going for... Yeah, I'd actually put the Spit down below.
Oh, if you just
slow
spit
and
right when they
into
drop,
it.
dude. Oh my gosh, rip, dude. Rip in
Like,
pepperoni.
really odd noise right there.
What was it?
Like a tearing noise.
Oh, dude. That's like my old mic
Yeah.
with the zipper noise.
Yeah. So they do drop one survivor there. Spit's going to go down on top of Ryu, but Ryu actually managed to push his way out of most of it. But
Get
there
this
are only
sick
2
2 cap
survivors
up top.
top.
Do it. Oh, Hunter got
Oh.
skeeted, and then everything spawned afterwards. He was just a distraction. Ooh, Jockey gets cleared. Disco might go down? No. 1 HP on Disco now, though. And he went
Oh, he
down from the
dropped
drop
down
as
the
well. So I think that's
Spit's still up.
this server is the reason for the in-cap, apparently, according to Disco. I mean, that's not a bad idea, though. Mentor, like, if you're teaching your team, you should tell them to just blame the server. Like, that's not necessarily a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, that's totally the
Oh
reason
my
for why
gosh,
that
the TFPG event minimizes my game every time, dude. It's brutal.
That's
All right.
true. We do have this coming up, and I have the pick to make, so...
I can't even see down here. Oh, Charger got leveled on Rochelle's 3rd swing from that crowbar. But Nick is dead. Yeah, so I mean, if you learn anything from TFPG T3, just know that it's never your fault. Like most servers like you play on are gonna be really bad, just in essence. And you know, if you just like misclick or you don't, kill something, if your M1 doesn't register, something like that, go ahead and just say lol this server in all chat, and everyone will just say like, oh man, that's too bad, he's getting screwed by the game. And then they'll just brush off every other mistake you make. Jockey going in, getting the slay on Ellis, and Rochelle going to go down from that combo. Not much she can do there with that double boom and car alarm going off. But that's a really good, really good infected side for Dane, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Team Savage gets that wipe. Less than 400 points for image material on that chapter. And as we did mention, this was an endurance map, and we saw what happened, obviously, to Team Image Material on the Survivor side. But if Savage plays that tank correctly and takes a down or less, which is what that tank usually gets, and then manages to push their way fast through those choke points, they could score upwards of like 700 or 800 points on this map, and I've seen that happen more often than not, as a matter of fact. It's really going to be up to Team Image Materials tank to do some work. It's either going to be Discovery or Ryu, so either the Mentor or the Pot 1, and then obviously Danny's tank for Team Savage will be next map. And
Right.
yeah, I mean, it really... I would expect whatever tank for image material to try to get that car in, because if I'm them right now, with the way their Survivor side went, they need to get a massive amount of damage right now.
Yeah, and I mean, with this tank being an endurance, or this map, I'm sorry, being an endurance map, this early tank it can decide the map. I mean, the fact that they had 3 bleeding out after tank pretty much guaranteed that they weren't going to make the map. Unless they took like literally 0 damage every hit and just flew, never got boomed and just ran. But that's not very common to happen, especially in like these TFPG tournaments. Yeah, this early tank is a big deciding factor in how well you do this on this map specifically.
And I mean, like I said, with the wipe rate being what it is for this tank, usually even at any level, like you need to have something happen on the SI side where you either land separation caps or a big boom or something like that. The only reason, or I shouldn't say the only reason, but one of the main reasons the tank on the last half did damage was because of that 2 boom that did land on the survivors there, even as they were pushing out into the open area. And he didn't even have a hittable. So
Right.
It really depends on what the infected wants to do here, and that would be nice to see. It'd be nice to see what either team wants to do if Nico were actually here, but he's not.
Yeah. Yeah, we see a lot of typing coming out from Disco's team, showing he's really mentoring his team the way I think they could be contenders to play with Hib someday with the way they all chat, the way they complain about things in MM2, things like that. Really set you up to be in a good spot going forward. So they really put them in a place they want to be. You know, for the future, their Left 4 Dead future post this tournament. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. All right, so we are live right here. We're going to be seeing Team Savage play their Survivor Have and Team Image material on the Special Infected. Hunter, Spitter, Jockey, Charger for the first year. Hunter pre-spawned up top. Charger coming from down below. Hunter going in, managing to land onto Ellis right there. Jockey and Charger both going in. Charger managing to land onto Vice in the corner with a little bit of a Jockey there as well. That's going to be a good amount of damage going out, and that was also an extremely slow clear by Danny. A great hit.
Yeah, another really a lot of damage coming in from that hit right there. Both rounds, I probably wouldn't have taken my pills if I were Nick. You're gonna bleed a lot of that out before the tank's even up. But you know, it might work out for them. Maybe they'll just go really far. You might see these guys actually take this tank forward, whereas the other team took it back. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. I kind of expect that to be us. Oh, that's why I took pills. There's extra. That makes more sense. I take back what I said.
We have a Smoker, a Boomer, a Hunter, and a Jockey for this next hit here. Obviously, the survivors are going to try to take this before they go over. How did
I don't know. Ooh, a Tri-Cap coming out, though. Jockey's going to take Nick real far forward. Smoker's getting a lot of damage on Coach. That Jockey might spawn a tank, too, actually. That might be bad.
Survivor
potentially.
21.
Not quite. Yeah.
Yeah, he went down first. I mean, that's really, really lucky for Team Savage, but I think I would probably play it in the forward area now, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Considering their health. Yeah.
That's not a great start. If that boom landed, that would have been even more brutal. That would have been absolutely devastating.
I'm actually not sure how that boom didn't land, to be honest.
Yeah, it looked like it was all over him. It might have been, you know, from our perspective, it looked like it was all over him, but they might have been far away. Like aiming far away, and it's first person,
right.
You know what I mean? I want to go to a infected worm here to see how they're playing this tank. This is a pretty clutch tank right now. It could decide the game, potentially.
Let's do it. It's in the hands of Ryu for his material.
Muted. Look at that. Look at. Oh. Oh, fuck.
How is he on the roof there?
Reloading.
Wait. He's going in.
Go in.
Let's help him. Oh, so close. Punch your Prince. Try to get that car if you want. He's gonna chip you.
Everyone shoot the tank.
Okay, shoot the shit out of that thing.
Stay alive, dude.
I don't know why you went in.
Dude.
I didn't call for it.
You rushed in real fast.
Yeah,
You was
so?
in.
I wasn't even on 50% HP yet. Like, let me say when you guys should go in.
Then you should let us know then.
It's always been like that.
Listen to
No,
the part right
The
now.
tank rushed straight in. Nobody knew
Yeah,
what
I
you
know.
was committing or what you were doing.
Communication, dude.
We'll bring it back on that communication, dude. I wanted to listen to their team fall apart a little bit more. So some frustration coming out from Ryu. I don't know if I agree with this tactic of pushing that tank in right away. Charger coming in, landing that charge on health bonus and hit Nick out of the way. The spit does somehow manage to spread to Ellis. I have no idea how it spread that far. But an A-cap on Nick. He's going to be black and white. It's going to be hard to make the map for them right now.
It is, but the only saving grace they've got at this point is the fact that they are going to be all fast after they commit pills. At least they should be, and they just need to take no damage on the next hit here before the ladder choke, because the ladder choke is going to be the most. It's going to have the most potential for damage for Team Image material at this point. After that tank deciding to go in, confusing his teammates and us a little bit, but besides that, I guess he saw something and then he tried to get that kind of step. He got okay amounts of damage, but that's usually what you see damage-wise from that area. So depending on how Team Savage plays at this point, they're in an okay position to even take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more concerned with my lack of running back depth. But I wasn't really listening to you because I was drafting. I'm sorry, but
oh, it's okay.
There's only one pick left, so it won't. You know, map 4 will be just in focus. But We did drop. They dropped just the one. Here we go. They're all dropping. Smoker's going to have to get a respawn real quick if he wants to be with his team for this setup. Yeah, I was going to say that I don't know if I necessarily agree with the instant commit with that tank. I think he tried to catch him off guard or something. Like, he snuck in there and got close to him pretty quick. But I think with 2 of them bleeding, I think you can definitely just rock that out. You know, he's not going to really be able to land rocks when they're that far away from where he was. But at the same time, I feel like he could have kept sight. Or to at least some extent and gotten a hit. Or 2.
Yeah, this is actually really interesting right now, because that jockey already got chipped to like 217 HP. The spit's not going to do damage on that hole, so unless one of the survivors rushes up and they get stepped, they can just play this all day like this.
Hunter got chipped too.
Chip. Yeah, Dane's getting good chip on these SI so far.
Well, I mean, they are bleeding, so I guess technically they can't sit here all day, but they're going to have to make a decision here. The SI are waiting for them to come up top. Here comes Dane and Nick, and they're sending the whole team up here. Spitter spits on top. Rochelle got separated down below. They set off a... This is really bad, dude. That's it.
Yeah, that's going to be...
Nice skeet coming out.
Save the day, but
Nick is dead. Rochelle's in cap down below. They have a car alarm going off right now. They're going to have to leave Rochelle, most likely. This is not a good spot to be in. That just did like some massive work right now. Coach dropping without Ellis. Ellis is now jockeyed, and this is rough, isn't it, boys?
Indeed.
Gets the self clear on the smoker, but he's got a charger and a jockey. He doesn't quite get it. Pretty much impossible to do anything there.
That actually means that even after that spectacular infected round by Savage, Team Management Hero managing to hold them to even less points. They got that much crown plus like 20 more points, and it all comes down to map 4 now.
It sure does.
What tank are we going to be gifted with is the question, because depending on that tank, really, and we also are playing Finale as far as I know.
Oh, are we really?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't.
So I will double check with that. But I think
we are. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it not played in tournaments. You know what I mean? Just no one plays it in scrims. But so we have the. It's still. Oh no, it's over 100 points now. Now it's 122 points. 122 point game. Anybody's game. This map. Will this map be the deciding factor? I don't know. To answer Sanders' question, and maybe a few of you guys who don't know why Dane was able to stand on that ladder, they did add a little stand there, like at the halfway-ish point on the ladder, so you can stand there and shoot things that are spawned directly in your face. So obviously when you're on SI, some people are choosing to hit down below now that that's there, and you do once in a while depending on your setup, but a lot of the time, I mean, you pretty much have to spawn and then hide behind like the vans and stuff, so they can't pick you from there. But they did add a little thing you can stand on there.
Yeah, and I mean, the other nerf that was brought into question there too was the spit not doing damage on top of that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think Savage might have been able to capitalize on that just a little bit more, because if they had gone up and like had, I don't know, there was some way to do it where they knew everything was spawned up top. They knew Spit wouldn't do damage on the ladder and just have everybody rush up and clear everything because there was no charger. And I mean, obviously they got a little bit separated doing what they did do. So it's going to be unfortunate, but this tank is very, very early, 21% as a matter of fact. And they have a smoker, a spitter, a charger, and a jockey. Great damage potential on this first hit.
Yeah, this tank can be kind of rough. I like taking it in this first room on the left there. The last few times I've taken it there, it's gone pretty well, as opposed to taking it forward. The hit's coming in, smoker getting a pull, charge not able to land with the spit this time, but the jockey landed a little bit, charge gets a punch, and everything else is going to be shut down here. A little bit of damage, but if that charge would have landed, it would have been pretty huge.
Yeah,
oh, this tank's a little bit later than I thought, I'm sorry.
That charger was warping in an interesting little dance there, as we've seen before. The tank's going to be up right now into the hands of Danny, and that is the team mentor. Do you want to keep it here, or do you want to throw it to Survivor Worm? I think we should keep it here.
Yeah, there's not really much to talk about on Survivor here. They're taking it in this room here. The room I was talking about that I kind of like better is this side room over here with the little scaffolding in the boxes. I would honestly still have gone back there because I like you can set 2 people up on top of those boxes, and then it's pretty easy to dead stop things if they come for them, so they can keep themselves clear pretty easily, and then just Uzi, chip the tank nonstop and shut down everything else pretty much nonstop. The tank is behind them, so he's going to be dropping in and coming in through that front or that back door there on the first story. But yeah, this tank has the potential to do a lot of damage, but I've also seen it do not much at all. but I trust Dane is gonna, you know, land some multis if he has the opportunity to. So
he's committing with a boomer, and the reason I have a little bit of an inflection there is because the Horde can sometimes have an issue getting into that room. He's going to be going in right now, though, pushing the survivors around, getting a nice punch on a Ryu.
Using those Euro arms.
The survivors are going to be having melees all over him in a second, so the support needs to be called in soon. They do get the boom. Charge Jockey will come in. Let's see what both of them actually manage to land on the tank's target, and the tank does manage to get a second down on the disco. Gets another punch, as a matter of fact. And looks as though Nick might have to reload. There's going to be a lot of damage going out, and the Jockey manages to land onto him in a really, really weird fashion. Tank got a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was. Oh, if that SI support wasn't all on the guy the tank was punching, that would have been really, really nice. Yeah, the only reason that the survivors are walking right now is because the tank was punching Rochelle, and then the charger tried to take him, then the jockey did take him. So the only support he really had was that boom, which did help because he was able to punch Coach a couple times. But
I mean, this is an endurance map again. Nobody had hands popping that boomer because it was lagging. We have a nice separation cast going on to Disco right there. Still not being cleared from the Horde. Spit's going to go down as well. Another nice amount of damage going out.
Yeah, that's a really good amount of damage indeed. This is going to be a hard map to make with these. These early tanks really decide how well you do on the map. If you have like multiple people bleeding out, especially like 3 if they like they have right now, you can pretty much almost guarantee you're not going to make the map unless like you really shut down SI. Like if you catch booms and if you get hit, you're going to not make the map for sure, pretty much.
Indeed. And you should probably make your last pick.
Yeah, with the final draft of the final pick of the 2015 draft, I'm going to pick.
We have a boomer getting popped, and we have a charger, a hunter, and a smoker still. And I think there might be a witch somewhere as well. I thought I heard her. I think he's probably actually past where they are right now. But good damage potential when they get the spitter for this as well, besides the fact they have the smoker. And the only bonus to speak of really left is on Prince. There is a little bit left on Robs, but again, this map has a lot more distance to cover, and as long as Team Savage doesn't wipe at the tank on their survivor side, they can probably keep it extremely close, at least going into finale. They obviously need to stop image material right now. They do find a set of pills. They have the 3-1 that they want with that spit charge, and I think the survivors are going to play it really cautiously because they know there's going to be a big hit coming from this. And
that was the worst pick I've ever made in my life.
What did you pick?
Roy Helu Jr.
Nice! We have a
get
right
out
now.
of here.
That's going to be a charger missing. Hunter's trying to land onto the bonus. He gets M2 shut down. That's a nice shutdown by image material.
Alright, so the draft is over. We're focused on the cast now 100%. And yeah, so since the last time I paid attention, they haven't taken too much damage. Looks like Coach took a little bit, but other than that, nothing too crazy.
Well, I mean, they saved it, and they pretty much put their entire strength on the back of that 3-1 with the charge, and then nothing of it landed. Like, I thought they were going to try to hit inside the room up there instead of outside, because they didn't have that much separation potential from just a smoker, but instead they elected to go for it, and the survivors dropped, and everything missed.
Gotcha. So we do have a good setup here. We got a charger and spitter. I would wait a few seconds here to let them bleed out as much as possible. They're not going to, I mean, as soon as this hit goes in, they're going to take the jump. So I would wait as long as possible while the event's still going. The charger is coming in, is going to get focused and dodged. Jockey and Hunter landing on the same person. Spit coming down, so it's going to do a little bit of damage on Rochelle if she got pounced there. But nothing crazy. Survivor's going to try and make that jump now, which is easy. They don't have to jump pretty much anymore. But that'll pretty much do it for them. They're going to be able to get across pretty easily here.
Exactly, and this is now danger territory for Team Savage. This is going to mean that they have on their survivor side the task of making it across the event without being reset. Obviously not taking damage from those strong hits right there, and now Team Savage really needs to hit image material, because if they make this map, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Savage's survivor side.
Right. I think the charger went way too fast on that last hit is all that really happened, and what kind of decided it as being not a great hit. Because it, you know, it was just first. It was in there. You know, they were able to kill it before anything else was even in. So that's when you know your charger went too fast.
Exactly.
And that was pretty much the carrier of that whole hit there.
Yeah, and they stacked the boomerang and try to get a spit with the rest of this horde. There is a witch right there in between those two pylons on the side of the road. And I think the survivors know where it is now. They are still bleeding. Looks as though the only shot. Actually, they have 2 shotguns. Disco's gonna call the witch back.
She's stuck.
She got herself completely stuck, but the Charger's going in right here.
Oh, she goes now. She's coming.
Oh, she's going over the car, it looks like. The rest of his coming in. Charger manages to land. Hunter lands. Coming,
she's already down.
And that's
Realism versus strat out here.
Did that give him 20 points?
I don't think so.
I think it did. And the reason I say that is because the witch has been killed. And I think because Disco was already down, the witch didn't register it down.
Oh,
if that makes
wow.
any sense.
Cheaters.
I could
Cheaters.
be really wrong about that.
This would be a real prime time for Dane's team to return with some MM2 question marks, some WTF. Maybe make a thread on the forums about it. Something like that. That could really help them out in this game right now.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really interesting to see if that actually works. We have a smoker pull going out onto the bonus in the back. Jockey is going to land. Where's his Charger at? There he is.
There he is. Oh! Look at Nick! Is he going to take fall damage?
Not if he hits the trash cans, or the trash bags, I don't think. Yeah.
Oh,
I've never seen that before.
Wow. That's so unlucky, too, because he would have gotten in spit. That's really unfortunate.
I've never seen that.
They really are losing their...
all my hours.
They need to get on this MM2 complaining. They're just back-to-back, dude.
Yeah, that was extremely interesting, extremely fortunate for the Survivor
Maybe
team.
some MM1 get lucky.
They have 2 Survivors, black and
Congrats
white.
on your luck, other team.
Congrats on your luck, exactly, yeah. It's going to be
That
a
was on
Hunter,
health
Jockey,
bonus, too.
Fitter, and a Boomer. Yeah, exactly, that would have been perfect. This Hunter's already dead.
Yep, misses wall kick, unfortunately. Jockey, they don't really have anything that can really do much damage here. Jockey gets shut down. Spit gets some damage on Coach there, but Nick is going to make it in with that good chunk of solid health because of that charge.
Yeah, because of that air conditioner, which is in like the 3rd story window.
Right.
Like, okay, let's see if they get the points of the wedge. That's what I'm most interested about right now. Ooh, wait. Are you serious? It gave it to him. It gave him the 40
wow.
plus the 20 for the witch. I knew it, because when it said that it came up and said the witch has been killed because Disco got down. That's a broken-ass mechanic.
Should I MM1 about it? Should I MM1 about it? I'm not going to MM1 about it. Delete it.
No. We're not actually playing right now, so I don't think it wouldn't be par for the course for us to complain about things.
Right. Yeah, I just feel bad. Like, Dane's missing their opportunity right now to complain about it. You know, someone's got to do it. Watch this be decided by 20 points, by the way.
Exactly, right, like something like that. But now Team Savage, in order to match that, I mean, I'm always surprised at this map due to the fact that there really wasn't a whole lot of bonus for image material there. It was like, what, 50 or 60 perm health, and they still got 240 points, right? So,
yeah, it was 216.
Yeah, 216, yes. I mean, that was still a pretty good amount of bonus, but this early tank right here is going to be interesting. It's going to be in the hands of Disco, so Team Mentor tank versus Team Mentor tank.
Right.
And,
well, Disco's getting he like I said, he really knows how to let the oh, you're out of the game. He really knows how to let the team chat complain really come into play. Charge coming in, gets a few punches on Rochelle. She's really split. She gets spat onto. It's gonna be so much damage on Rochelle. Oh, that's a lot of damage on Rochelle. She is down to like 5 health ish, 3 HP from that early hit there. But even before he gets the tank, dude, he types Trex arms incoming, which is T-Rex arms incoming. So even before, just in case he fails the tank, he already has something to point bank to. You know what I mean? Like, he knows how to play competitive left hit too.
Exactly, he does. And that Rochelle did
catch that car.
Well. That's a nice try-boom.
Yeah.
Should we send to a warm real quick?
Yeah, we should do that. I should do that. I'm going.
Do it.
Fine, so I'm gonna go in.
Knows when you want it.
Go in.
Nice. Behind.
Get that smoke.
Nice.
One up top. Just go one to the left.
I got it.
That's a wipe.
One more.
Just chase him up there. Chase him up there.
Oh, I got stuck.
Nice. Let's go, team.
Nice.
2 missed punches.
Dude, T-Rex arms, man. You can't blame me.
That's good for small room.
Nice boom,
Nice
by the
triple
way.
boom, Prince.
Yeah, that was good, bro.
There's way too much friendly going on in that war room right now. It's not what we want. That doesn't sell. That doesn't sell tickets. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they did get the wipe. the tank just didn't get shot. I think it's what that comes down to. He still had, when his spawns were dead, he still had over 2k HP when he was getting like his third in cap. The tank just didn't really get shot is all. Dude, why does my Twitch alerts not work?
I don't know.
Real quick,
you know
I'm gonna go ahead.
The other issue about that was
No, I don't know what it is. Tell me.
the tri-boom landed, right? But that was
Right.
before the tank even committed, so it was like he had 4 spawns almost. He had Horde on them, then he had
Sure.
tri-cap when he actually got there. So
Yeah.
that was the absolute most they could have asked for out of that in that small room. And
Right.
unless they wipe at the early tank here, this is going to be really, really hard for Savage to come back.
Yeah, that might have just decided the game right there. Map 4, like we said earlier, deciding the game. Real quick, since it's supposed to show on the screen when someone follows, but since my Twitch alerts was not working, Audrey3053 AJ, thank you for the follow. Megaplex21, Lady V Gaming, Rdems and Pieces Lamb, thank you guys for following. We do casts here and there around here, but thank you so much for following, and let's finish this game off.
They're electing not to go right now because, I don't know, they had that rumor going in. I guess that's the tank. Now the spit goes down. Not really a whole lot of pinners for that spit to land on, though, so...
That hunter is so laggy.
Yeah, that was...
Capital LOL in all chat, dude. He knows what's up. You get pounced, you gotta let him know in all chat what's up.
You know what's kind of... Well, I think, you know, Zan's having issues because of a couple things, but his rates are like 30, 20, 30,000 or something like that.
Oh, are they really? That's part of it, but I've seen his ping been spiking like this game too, so it's not completely that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't help things. You want to leave it here, or do you want to go to the Survivor?
I'd say we can probably leave it here for this one and do War Rooms at the next one, because we're going to have potentially 4 opportunities for War Rooms, and the second tank I think is a lot more... It's depending if the Survivors actually position themselves correctly, which I think they are. They've got 3 that are going to be kind of up top. Tank's going to come in. Boomer gets a single boom. They also did not trigger the Horde yet,
yeah,
so
that boom's useless pretty much.
Right. Yeah, so now that's going to be
Tank does get the corner, though. He's got a melee on his back. His team's got to let him know. A double boom landing the proxy onto Ellis. The boomer, the tank's pretty much dead. I don't know what the other support was, to be honest, even, but the jockey got shut down. They can't commit that with the boomer. I don't know if they knew that the Horde wasn't going to come, but yeah, if they don't start the event, that boom pretty much does nothing. It brought like 3 common.
Yeah, the other problem with that was, I think because I think the other one was a hunter, right? And he like wall kicked somebody at the back. The tank was completely out of the picture there, and like because the hunter and the jockey didn't go at the same time, that really didn't have a whole lot of impact at all. Because they cleared the hunter right away, cleared the jockey right away, and then the tank was dead. That's what you usually see out of that tank.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot with either the tank could have done right there. There's really no support. He did what much he could do. They're going to sack this hunter right here. Boom's going to come in and get an easy double proxy. And Spit's going to come in and delay, most likely. Yeah, it's not a good setup for what they just had there. Good idea to sack that, but hopefully they can get something done here before the Survivors push past this first choke. Smoker's coming in. Gets the nice pull-off on Rochelle. Just getting too careless out there. She's thought to, you know, just push it while the spawns are down, but you got to be a little bit more careful. Make sure your team's with you to clear that tongue. But
that's an easier revive though, because there were no other spawns up. So I guess
I'm getting excited, dude.
I'm sorry.
I was turning up.
We can see a death charge, I think.
Yep. We do have a charger. Charger hunter jockey right here. Let's see it, boys. This is a hard spot to get it though, because the Survivors can come from so many other different ways. Looks like they're gonna actually set up at the next truck, which is probably a better chance.
So for this to work, they're going to have to grab somebody with the jockey and move them out front. Charger electing to go for damage instead. Madden to charge the jockey, but yeah, at this stage in the game, obviously some nice damage going out here from that hunter and the jockey, but they need a wipe. Like they need a death or a wipe or something.
Yeah, they definitely got a good amount of damage right there. Maybe they're banking on a tank wipe or something, but I think they... Well, actually, now that I think about it, by the way, there's rails everywhere. I didn't even think about that. He couldn't have even charged them off right here, so he probably just kind of... That's why he went in. The only death charge he could have gotten is if the jockey like pulled him out and then charged him down the hole in the middle, which would have been really hard.
Yeah, because most likely he's going to get cleared almost immediately. They do have another charge, though. It's going to be a charger, a boomer, a smoker, and a spitter. So 2-2 with the death charge potential here. This is another area that's been kind of nerfed because of the railings on the side, but they can still get some kind of cheeky pull to the back and then a charge off or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely still spots you can do it, but it's definitely... Death charges in general are a lot harder in this one right now. Boomer coming in, getting a nice triple boom proxy on the 3 of them there. There's not really any reason to go in right now, so they probably might just wait for that force spawn. The Smoker's looking to get a little streaky pull here. Couldn't quite get it. Charger's gonna get shut down here.
What?
Nothing he can really do here. He jumped onto the
like,
van and then left clicked, and then the van stumbled him.
That's what that was. All right.
Yep.
And there's our tank, last tank of the game, 14 Savage into the hands of Danny once again. And do you want to take it over to a survival room now?
To be honest, no.
Okay, we'll keep it here then.
Yeah, we'll just leave it here. Danny having to back up here, not really any other choice, because the survivors did push him. And for those who don't know, all of the cars in this tank area have been removed except for this one. And that is because in regular Parish finale, the hunter just killed himself. You know, the cars aren't in cap; they just do 24 damage. This one, however, will in cap. So instead of switching all of the 10 dozens of cars or however many there are to in cap, or leaving them as 24 damage, they just put one car in and made it in cap, which I think is a good idea.
I agree with that as well. And another interesting fact here that I think the survivors obviously know is you can go as far back as you possibly want to on this finale, right? And then the horde will not restart until you get back to the truck with pills in it. So you can take it all the way back to the safe room, and the horde will not. Yeah, the horde will not start again. I learned that because
I've never tried that hard, man. Oh, Hib did it against
I played Hib. Yeah, I played Hib in a scrim, and that's what happened.
I can totally see Hib doing that.
Yeah, he's had his team run the entire way back, and our tank was managed to keep sight, but this tank obviously is committing right now. He's got his car in the center there, which Dawkins did mention does in cap. And
it's in a good spot. Nice double boom in the back. Tank's got to be able to catch someone right now, though. He's got a hunter and a smoker as support. Not able to use those Euro arms for that long arm there. He's got a punch on Nick. He's stuck. Nick's stuck.
Oh my god.
Oh, double cart. Oh, triple. No way, Rails Barlow.
Alright, so because Nick got now he's out of it. He got stuck in that little crease in the bridge. And okay then.
There it is. I was waiting for some sort of text on my screen regarding that Nick getting stuck. It didn't come from Nick though. He's still learning. So Disco picked it up for him and typed no in team chat. So just so that didn't go unnoticed.
Well, this is gonna be.
Man, Danny's team's really letting me down on the text complaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is not mentoring the team the way they need to be raised into the community. You know what I mean?
The issue now is that because it's been nerfed, like the distance is only 600, so the bonus is only 1200. You can only get 1800 points on this map. So, in order for them to do that, it's gonna be they need to take like less than a down. I'm pretty sure in order for them to have this work. I mean, it's possible.
It is doable, yeah. I mean, it's definitely doable. It's difficult, but it's doable. Hunter accidentally taking Ellis's guy and gets boomed out of this pit, so literally 0 damage. That was quite a series of events. Right there. The IDK coming out. There's Prince. Disco probably told him after his when he got stuck, he's like, dude, you gotta type something in team chat when that happens. And then that time, that happened, so he did pick it up that time. But the tank's still not up. I don't know what's stopping it from spawning necessarily. But
they need to hit
the radio?
First radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's probably showing them how to get up top is my guess right now. He's probably teaching them how to get up top. Something like that. Because really I don't know other reason to not spawn it. So they are hitting here, not giving them that extra time to set up. A few scratches, a little bit of damage coming out. But they should start it here now. Unless they're just going to... Oh, they don't know. That's what it is. There we go, Disco letting them know. Duh.
They're not pressing the right one.
There we go, they got it. Yep, as soon as you pressed it. It spawned it, so yeah, they just didn't know. We're digging too deep into this. So you want to go to an infected war room now?
I think we should.
Let's do it.
Good.
If you want.
Can't.
Yo, come here, and then arc it on Vise, right here. Even if he's looking, can't do shit.
Yeah, wait a minute.
No. Yeah. Oh, man, that's here.
Watch your chip though.
Yeah, you need all the HP.
We gotta get something to get those guys off the top there. So you could throw underhand rocks if you want and hit them.
They're not paying attention. A little bit high.
Oopsies.
Go in. I think you should go in now. Oh, you could smoke one down, definitely.
And focus the bottom guy.
We went too early.
No, I have to get him down. It's a double right there. Nice. Oh, by you or Rob's, whatever. How are you not dead, bro? Keep going.
I don't
keep
know,
going.
man. And
Oh,
I forgot about something with that tank, but on your back.
You're right.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
You
The
got
tank
wrecked,
on that
friends.
fucking tank, I forgot. He just runs straight in and falls down onto the fence. You don't have to jump.
And we're back. A good tank there
I
by
heard-
Prince.
I heard a lot of get wrecks coming out in their worm. I heard a lot of, you know, some of that
Right.
inspirational talk. So I'm,
Yeah, dude.
I'm happy to hear that.
That's just some camaraderie. Is all that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, complete sportsmanship, complete
Good
camaraderie at the
sports.
same
Real
point.
good sports.
Mhm.
Coming out from the infected
So,
team.
talking about the other team's unawareness.
Sports Center's going to post that, Why We Love Sports Today, and it's going to post the link to my VOD here. It's going to be another team supportive of their teammate, telling him to wreck other team.
Yes, exactly. And at this point, unfortunately, Team Savage, the dream is not quite real due to the fact even if they were to make it right now, they would only pick up about 408 points. So, unfortunately for them, they are going to drop to 2 and 2. Team Image Material is going to move to 3 and 1 after this. We do have a hit coming in from Image Material right now. Smoker is going to get a pull. That is going to be a...
If he didn't get cleared otherwise, I think he would have had the death there.
Surge, yeah.
But
That
he
was
did.
really
I think he self-cleared
I-
himself.
I think he lagged, and then he got a little bit, like, it was one of the things where the Smoker, like, pulled him, and then it took a second for it to catch up, and the Charger was like, wait, what? And then he managed to get out of it. So, but yeah, very close game up in here, right until map 4, map 5,
That
extremely...
early tank decides it. You
Yeah.
always gotta be scared when you see an early tank show up when you leave or when you get into the map because it could potentially decide the game like it did here.
Yeah, exactly, and that was the entire game in one map. And
Right.
Boomer's gonna spawn up, get the single boom onto Ellis. It's gonna be a Smoker jockey and Charger. They have the jockey set up.
Ooh,
Charger's a
close.
little bit too early. Yeah, that was real close again. Smoker gets picked, and that's still a good amount of damage, but obviously no death yet.
Right.
I mean, back before all these railings were added, though, Dawkins, this night was much more treacherous, wasn't it?
It sure was, but you know what? This map was Polarity's favorite. It wasn't really our favorite. We just happened to do well on it a couple times, and it became a meme.
That's good. Memes are always good to have.
Right.
And I remember the reason actually it wasn't in comp play for a while was due to that high scoring potential that we saw from it. And that Hunter gets completely destroyed. Spitter goes in, manages to get free spit a little bit of damage.
He got wrecked, as you would say.
Yeah, exactly. I'm using the proper terminology. That jockey does get a couple ticks of damage. But again, the other thing is when it was brought back in, they added that early tank there that we saw out of the safe room, which did do a lot of damage, I can say. That was a great tank being played by Prince with the support merely designed just to get the survivors into positions where the tank could hit them. He got multi-punches. It was nice to see. And we have a tank for image material again in the hands of Ryu. Should we keep it here or?
Yeah, we'll just keep it here.
Yeah, I would say so. Okay.
Smoke coming up. Ooh, he was trying to go for that death charge or that intercept. I'm not really sure. Tank's just going to take the free in-cap on Ellis here. Oh, he's hanging, but I think he's down either way. Nope, he got unlatched and has 1 HP. Obviously, that's what happened. So Ellis is walking around, shooting the tank right now. I'm waiting for the team chat about it, though. None so
I don't
far.
think they realized. Well, he's down now.
Oh, they accidentally got shot down, and he caught the stray bullets going at the tank. Tank's just pretty much pushing in. He's got a 2-boom. They could kill him if he keeps this up, though. He does, looks like, get a corner on Coach and the 2-cap on the other people. And Twitch Alerts appears to work now. Miles up sure, thanks for the follow. And that's going to end the game. A nice GG and leaving the server immediately from Dane. So he makes up for his lack of... Ooh, that's rough. That's rough.
Van said.
Yeah.
He'd like to thank
So that's why, that's why they weren't talking during the game. They were saving all of their text complaining in the game to the end. It wasn't really complaining for Dane. He just said GG and left right away. But usually that shows frustration. So that's why that's a good tactic to do if you're not pleased with how things went for you. But you know, you did see Zen come back and end it with a zinger, so to speak.
Exactly, yeah. He basically took the entire metric amount of the talking that they didn't do and put it into one zinger right there at the end, blaming an entire cable company for a loss of a Left 4 Dead game. That's pretty intense.
Yeah, I mean, he really, you know, I was commenting pretty much throughout at the lack of complaining in text, but he really just came up really clutch at the end. You know, really stepped it up for his team. You know, his team was really kind of dragging him down, and he said, you know what, I'm just going to put the team on my back, literally, and just blame this loss on Time Warner Cable.
Yeah, poor Time Warner Cable getting called out right there for its shenanigans.
Really rough, but, you know, sometimes Time Warner Cable's just got to get, you know, just got to be frank with Time Warner Cable.
Pretty much, yeah. So we do have another match, I believe. Yes. We are not covering the other match later, are we?
We are not. There's one going on right now, actually, which is why we're going to wrap this up, and I was actually going to send you guys over there. But, yeah, so final thoughts on this game. Let's do it.
Like I said, it was extremely close going through. We both said that we were expecting that kind of game happening from maps 1 to 4, but then at the end of map 4, I see that turning point, the early tank. And it was so close to being a double wipe, as a matter of fact. We have to go back to how those two support went for the same person the tank was cornering. And obviously when you have 3 people up to 4 people going for 1 person, that's not a very good rate to get a double or multi-cap there, obviously, if everything's going for 1 person. But besides that, it was extremely close throughout. The finale was a little bit rough on... It was a little bit rough in that discrepancy, but it was pretty much over by the end of map 4. Right. But like I said, Image Material is going to move to 3 and 1 off of that. Savage falls to 2 and 2. And what were your final thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much the same thing. It was a really tight game. It was like 120 points going into map 4. You saw the early tank. Really that Time Warner Cable support on the first half for the infected. All hitting the same person the tank was hitting really decided the game more or less. Like, I hate to put it all in one play, but that's pretty much what happened. That kind of cost them the game. But you know, it was a close game. Once you get the momentum, it's easy to roll with it in this game, and that's kind of pretty much what happened on the finale, since it was pretty much over anyway. But with that, there is a game going on right now. Satanic Prison Hellhounds, which is Apathy's team, who took over for Pose, are versing Tanky No Wanky, aka Stoopy's team. Going on over at Montclair's stream right now, so I'm going to go ahead and host him and send you guys over there. That is on map 3 right now. It looks to be, well, I can't tell if it's a close game because it's in the middle of the maps right now. It's
somewhat
in between.
Close.
Yeah, I mean, it's in between maps right now, so.
Right, yeah, Apathy's team just finished. They're up by going into, they just took a pretty, Stupid's team took a pretty big hit out of the station.
No, it's really good. Like,
no?
He's totally, it's a really close game. No, it's still anybody's game. It's only map 3, it's not decided. It's not a blowout because we don't even know they haven't played Survivor yet. So the score, don't listen to the score. I'm going to send you over to Montclair's stream. Have a good night, everybody. If you care, I will be streaming.